Hello and welcome to yet another stream. And today I will try something new. I will try these solo chess puzzles at chess.com. So first I will try this challenge mode thing. I think maybe it's just the same puzzles, so it looks like there's 30 puzzles. And we'll try to solve as many of them as possible. Maybe all, and maybe it even goes quickly, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll play some games afterwards if it's not that hard. Hello, I'm good, Masika. How are you? And so the rules, I have barely tried this thing before, but I don't really remember. But it says you should capture every piece on the board until it's just one left, and I think it's only white pieces, so you can capture your own pieces. But one piece can at maximum capture 2 times. I don't know if that's kind of shown on the pieces or if you need to just count it. And if there's a king on the board, that must be the last piece standing. Yeah, because of course you can't take away all pieces, there must always be one piece left. So yeah, let's go. Seems like they will get harder and harder. Oh, 10 different levels. And thank you so much for the follow, Masika Nubia. So I really appreciate that. That's good. And then you probably live in another time zone than I do, because here it's starting to get evening. But yeah, I'm glad you're watching. So let's go with this first one. So this is kind of simple. Just take either piece, and the same here. Not too challenging yet. So far so good. 12 p.m. here. So you probably live somewhere in America. Okay, here we also can just probably do almost anything. Oh, and this is it's not really tricky, but it's a king, so then the king must be the last piece. For some reason the piece turns black when you have completed it. Here too. I mean, as long as it's only 3 pieces, you don't really need to consider the thing about one piece can only capture twice, because you only need to make 2 captures. Here we might need to think about that. So several solutions here as well. This should be one of them. That's what the black pieces mean, that they have captured twice, so we can't use them anymore. Makes sense. So here, just take with the bishop. And of course, I guess every move must be a capture. If not, it doesn't really make sense. So that's an additional rule. Let's think about this one. I think it should work to capture here, and then here, and then here. Good. So far so good, and we have already completed 3 out of the 10 levels. So, I mean, I scheduled 3 hours of streaming for this, but this could go really well. Or it could, of course, become much harder in a while. Also, there are some other modes, but I think it's the same puzzles. At least most of them, but we'll check that out as well. And if we are done, we just play some normal games in the end. Okay, here I guess we need to think just a little bit, but take care, take care, take care, and take care. Eastern United States, yeah, I'm from Norway. So here the clock is 6 p.m. So 6 hours difference there. Alright. I think there's still maybe more than one solution. We could take here, then maybe take with the knight, and then just use this queen to pick up the last pieces. Good. A lot of rooks in this one. So we could try. It's of course the fact that the king must be the last piece, and you can never move a piece somewhere where there isn't already a piece. Yes, you could make a capture, so we can move this piece here, but you can never, for instance, move that piece here. That's kind of also important. And I don't think these like analyzing tools are too important yet, because it's still kind of simple, but after a while we might have to use them more. But for instance, the last capture here, I guess, must be that a capture here, because the king must be last piece standing, and it can only capture next to itself, of course. So I guess this should be a valid solution. Good. Norway is very nice. One of my favorite countries are the ones I visited. So we've been to Norway. That's cool. Where in Norway have you been? Kind of the same idea here. The last piece must probably be standing, or it must be the king taking here. So I guess, yeah, rook takes, bishop takes, knight takes, bishop takes, and king takes. Let's see if I remember. Yes. Bergen. Yeah. I've been to Bergen a couple of times, but it's a while ago. But nice city. Here it's no king, so the order might be more or less strict to some degree, but you never know. Seems very natural to kind of bring this guy in all over here at least. Yeah, and then just take with the bishop, and then with the knight, for instance, and then with the rook. The order in the end there didn't really matter. So if we complete this one, we are halfway there. Here too, last capture must be the king taking here. So we... actually maybe... No, we don't really need to think too much. Just take, and now take here. There we are, on level 6 out of 10. Good so far. But it slowly becomes more complicated. Rooms. I've never been up there, too far north, but I guess it's nice there. So I guess one way to start is to look that this bishop can only capture here. You could of course go the other way around, that some piece captured that one instead. So it's not even sure. What if we just try to take? Yeah, right, it can only take twice. That's kind of important. I almost forgot. I wanted to go on this long kind of run with the knight, but I can't do that. Only 2 moves. I haven't really found a solution yet, but could of course just try more things. And by trying, I don't really want to like physically make the moves, because I don't want to make mistakes if I can avoid it, but just like trying by drawing arrows. It's not that hard to calculate. This move looks so natural. Also kind of important that both bishops are in dark squares, so the bishops can never take these 2 rooks. So if you go here, maybe here. I'm not really sure if there is any way to capture that piece. Oh, now I see it, I think. Take here, and then the bishop takes here, and then finally the knight takes here and here. Yeah, but I felt like the level kind of increased there. Can of course be a bit random as well. So also it should of course be good to kind of try to make the piece placement more compact. So here we have a queen kind of far away, so we kind of might want to bring that closer as a starting move. So we could take here and then take here. And then you just take with the queen, maybe, and take with this queen here, and then this queen can just kind of clean up in the end. Take there, take there, take there, take there. Now I think it's kind of important that you must take with this queen, because if you take with the other one, then both queens have suddenly captured twice. So then it wouldn't be much fun anymore. Here this looks so natural. A pawn on the first row, you don't see that often. So takes, and maybe takes. Yeah, and then this takes, and then the bishop takes, and then king. Should be good enough. Good. Takes, 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 takes. Yeah, this was kind of easy, I feel like. Just too many strong pieces, so no real issue that you won't have the possibility to recapture with anything. Do pawns not have to promote? Yes, they do, but I don't think this kind of follows normal chess rules. And also, the thing was, the pawn was actually on the first row, not the 8. So you can never have a pawn on the first row, obviously, as they started row 2. As it was a white piece. But you always have to promote in normal chess. But you don't have to promote to a queen. You could also pick a rook, a knight, or a bishop. And a knight could be good because it has like other moves than the queen in some very specific situations. Maybe it's just gonna be mate, for instance, or maybe you can promote with a check. But taking a rook or a bishop, it kind of looks silly because the queen can of course do all the same moves as those pieces, just more. But it could be some situations where you want to avoid a stalemate, where that is the best move, but it's not that often. That's the only argument, at least. Oh, I didn't finish this one. That's the only argument to take a rook or a bishop, to avoid stalemates. Alright, so I guess the pawns just work normally, capture kind of sideways up. I guess you can't capture like this, for instance. But it seems natural to just take, let me just clear the board, take here, take here. And then that bishop can't move anymore. Yeah, and then maybe pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes, king takes, king takes. Why did that? Wasn't that a dark piece and then it turned light again? That's very odd. What was that about? Was it a bug or was it some rule I didn't know so you can kind of turn a piece back? Or was it never black? I think it was. And it should be because I did 2 captures as far as I can tell. If I've been playing chess for a long time, well, that depends. I've played like in a chess club for almost 3.5 years, though I haven't really played a lot lately. But that's when I started in a chess club, a little less than 3.5 years ago. But I've also played like a bit online before that. So I guess I got interested in chess maybe 5 years ago almost. Maybe a little less than 5 years ago. It was a bit after Magnus became world champion, as I am a Norwegian. That kind of got the interest up. But I have known the rules like much longer, but haven't really played, or when I was younger I didn't really play it or know anything about it. Then it was more like any other board game. So yeah, almost 5 years. That's not as long as I had expected. Well, I guess I should say thank you. But yeah, I feel like in the start I learned and improved kind of quickly, but the last couple of years I don't feel like I have improved that much. So yeah. Of course, solo chess. I don't know how directly solo chess skills can kind of be translated into real chess skills. The piece movements are of course the same, so there are some advantages of knowing the patterns and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know. It gets harder to improve, and at least you need to take more time. So yeah, would really like to try to become better, but at the moment at least I don't really take the time for it. And what about you? How much have you played chess? All right. Seems kind of natural to try to take, just bring all the pieces closer. This probably takes here at some point. Yeah, and can we then just, for instance, take? This one also seemed kind of easy, I feel like, because so many... Or, I mean, I only found one solution, but it was like the first thought I had, so... probably there was many more possible solutions. Yeah, that's fine too, of course, to just watch chess. Nah, I see. But always possible to learn more if you want to. But of course, it could be just as fun, even though you don't really know too much. I feel like this rook should probably take here, and then maybe take here afterwards. Then maybe this rook can take here, and then the bishop takes here. Rook takes here, and finally rook takes here. So if I can just remember that plan one more time, I'm good. So take here, 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 and take here. Nice. Here it's a king, so that must be the last piece. Job takes up a lot of time. Yeah, it's not easy to find the time to really study chess. Yeah, it's I feel kind of the same. I don't have a job, but I'm studying. And when I'm not, I think it's fun to play chess and stream chess and that kind of stuff. But that doesn't require that much. But to like really study chess, so solving advanced puzzles or remembering openings or reading a chess book, that kind of costs more. And when I already study something else, I don't really want to spend that energy. So at least at the moment, I don't really prioritize improving my chess, even though I like to play. But play alone doesn't really improve your game that much. At least when it does in the start, of course, but when you after a while it stops. Yeah, I see. Journalism seems a bit stressing to me, but we are different, of course. So I'm thinking, as the king must be the last piece to capture something, we should really try to get these pieces closer to that king. We can't end up with a piece alone, for instance, over here. So this seems like a very natural way to start for me. Maybe take here, and then this queen can take here and here. This queen takes here, this queen takes here, and the king finally cleans up the last couple of queens. Or we can use that queen for the second last move. Yeah, that's good you like it. Of course. This is a lot of bishops. It could of course still happen in normal chess if you just promote a lot of bishops. Doesn't really happen though in practice. Also, if you want this many dark square bishop, you of course need to promote them all on the dark squares. But you could in theory promote all 8 pawns on dark squares and end up with 9 dark square bishops. Because you could of course capture and then the pawns switch which row they are in. That's actually a bit cool. You cannot mate with 2 bishops of the same color, but you can. So we cannot mate with these 2 bishops and a king against the king, but you can mate with bishops on different colors and a king. And it's all about that. When you finally push the king into the corner, you need to kind of cover all these 4 squares for it to be a mate, right? Because the king is on 1 square and you need to check there, but you also need to threaten all the other squares around the king. And when you have bishops of different colors, they can kind of easily cover all those 4 squares. For instance, a bishop could point down here, and then you have a king here taking these squares, and then you have the final bishop pointing down here. But when you have bishops of the same color, it's not possible. For say they are on light squares, then you use one of the bishops to kind of point toward that king and take these 2 squares. But the other bishop can't take these 2 squares as it's on the same color. And that means the king must take them, but it's nowhere you can put the king to cover both these squares. Except for a square which is there and there, but that's not possible as the opponent king is here. And opponent kings can of course not stand next to each other. Even more fun is that I've actually tested that once on Stockfish, and Stockfish doesn't realize it is a draw. It says it's winning for the one with the 2 bishops. It can't really see the mate, but it just says this is winning somehow. But it's not possible. Okay. Maybe we can use the queen to take here. And then we take with the bishop here and then here. And we also take with this bishop here and the rook here. Yeah, and then we just take here and here and take here. Takes. Good, and now we are at level 9 out of 10. Still only used a bit more than 20 minutes. So this has gone very fast. I guess this one should take here. Seems very likely, and then maybe this can take, maybe all the knights can take here. And then this one takes here, and this one takes here, and then the king takes. This was very simple. Let's just think. I almost took here, and then I might have blundered. But this should be... I'm not sure if winning is the correct word, as it isn't really, as I haven't really playing anyone, but at least I solved it. Solvable might be the best word. Let's just try the same approach, bringing all the pieces kind of closer. So take here, take here, take here, and then maybe this knight can take here. This knight can take here, and then the bishop takes, the queen takes, and this queen takes in the end. So if I can just make sense of these arrows and do that one more time, I think it should be good. Yeah. Good. Alright. There is a king, so we kind of need to get the pieces around this king. let's try to take here with the rook. This queen should very likely take here. It's actually the only piece it can be kind of or where it can move, as it always has to move with a capture. So, and then this piece could maybe take, no, it shouldn't take here, because then it's kind of stuck there in the end. So this should take here, but we kind of need, no, I'm a bit stuck here actually. And you can never take the king. Okay, maybe we can do some trick here. My issue is that, for instance, if I take twice here with the rook, then this piece can't move anymore. And I really want to be able to go over here with that piece. But maybe instead I can take here with the queen. And no, I can't take the king, as the king should be the last piece standing. But what if we instead, for instance, take this pawn with the king, and then we can take here? Still not really sure if it works, but that could be one possible approach. But then we need the king to be able to take here, last move, so we need to be able to trade everything else off, and I'm not so sure that's gonna work out, but we could be onto something anyway. Yeah, I could have, no, never mind. I don't think that really improved it to make the rook move over here instead, and this queen over here. Okay, I feel like this is kind of forced. Alright, I could of course try to take here with the knight, and then take. Maybe that even before I do this move, because then this queen will have one more move in the end. And then I could take here with the bishop. No, I have never played the shogi. You can't get rid of me. I haven't. Or maybe I like tried it once, but without knowing the rules when I think about it. But no, I guess it's kind of cool too, but it seems a bit complicated, and I haven't really taken the time to learn the rules. So this one is the first where I really find it tricky. So if I continue my ID, okay, maybe I can take with a knight here. Oh, I kind of forgot that this pawn was away. So what if I take here instead? Yes, and then I take here with the pawn, and here, and then I think if I calculated this correctly. Yes, it worked out. And that means we have reached level 10 out of 10. So 3 final puzzles. And a lot of knights here. 5 knights. But all kind of able to capture some other knight immediately. I feel like it's kind of natural to take here at least. Maybe it's even forced to some degree. And then we take here with the bishop. We don't want to take with the queen, because then that queen... No, with this bishop, I mean. Because then that bishop would already have used both moves. But we take with this one. And then we take here. And then that bishop is kind of done with its moves. But then maybe we could take with the queen. And take here. And then we just take twice with the knight, and we take with this knight, and we take with the rook and the king. That should work. Oh, did I? Yeah, I just plan to take with the queen. I don't really think it matters, but let's just stick to the original plan. Good. There we are, 2 to go. Yeah, these bishops should probably just... Okay, it's not sure, but maybe take. An improvement then is to take here first, because then this bishop will still have 1 move left. And I don't think it's any negative sides to it. So that's a pure improvement. And then we take here. Well, we could maybe do the same, take here and then take here. We kind of get rid of all these pieces. Then we can take here with this one. And we take here. It's kind of simple, as far as I can tell. Final puzzle. So how is this gonna go? Do we get a real challenge here in the end? Okay, so say pawn takes. Rook takes here. Queen takes. Queen takes, queen takes. Rook takes, rook takes. Rook takes, bishop takes, queen, king takes. Should be as simple as that. So we made them all. Victory. That wasn't too challenging. Let's just see. I'm not sure this level 1. Is it just the same ones? Okay, I don't really think it's the exact same puzzles. So you just do as many as you can. Not really fun, at least not at the first level. But is the challenge mode always the same puzzles? Ah, it's not. Okay, I thought it just was like a set of puzzles. But it looks like there's many of them. I don't think we should do too many more though, because it was kind of just the same all the time. It was fun, but I feel like we've done enough. But I should just try this crazy mode just once to see how this will go. It doesn't look too promising. I don't think I should try to just calculate this one to the end. That might be a bit too tricky, so I guess I'll just try something. But at least try to make some moves that make sense, so we don't just do something really stupid. At least try to like bring the pieces closer to this side of the board near that king. This one can't take anything, so I guess we should try to take there with something at least. Need to be a bit careful so we don't, for instance, trap a piece. Maybe we can take here, here, here. Here. And now I can kind of bring this piece back at least. Takes. 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 And now that's the same thing as earlier, that piece kind of turned white again. But I still can't take with it, so I guess it's a bug. I don't really understand what it is about. Probably just some bug. I don't really understand when it happens either. It's only happened twice, I think. Okay. So, what should we do now? I had planned to spend 3 hours on this thing, but it went much faster. So, of course, you are allowed to come with some ideas if you want me to play, if you want me to do tactics or something else. I think I'm gonna start with a couple of tactics at least, and then we'll see. Could maybe do a couple of puzzle rushes as well. Been a while since I've attempted that. Alright, so now I need to try to think that this is chess again, and not solo chess, because then it could go kind of bad. But I think we should try to attack this black king. Maybe we could go here, and I guess rook here is kind of forced. We could just take and win. No, we can't win it because in the end this move is played, kind of blocking. So maybe that doesn't quite work. But I feel like this check is kind of natural, at least. So if you go here, do I have anything better than taking? Okay, now I think I see it. So you do the same, but then instead of checking here with the queen, you check here with this fork. And you probably just take that knight. Good. Should be able to mate that king as well. We need to find a way. What if we just take here? And king takes, I guess. And check here. And the king must go into the corner. Check here. King must go back. Check here. King to the corner again. I can't really get it to work. But it could of course be the move. And also I don't think anything like this works. As long as the rook keeps control. We could try to kind of make that rook move away somewhere. But I'm not sure how. And if you do something like really directly, like maybe go here or here to threaten a mate, could you stop that somehow? Push the pawn maybe? It could be. And I don't really see us trapping this queen. So far my best idea is just to take here. Let's look at it once more. I'm not sure if we are even forced to take, but I assume we will. And then check, king here. I don't see anything better than check, king here, and then checking here, and king back into the corner. I don't see that final checkmate Oh, the rook is hanging, of course. That's kind of important. And then you might be able to checkmate. Yeah, you will. Probably, at least. But I'm not. So the question now is he forced to take back? Because if he just moves into the corner. What happens if you go here? Then you're kind of forced to take here. I could take the rook back, but that's just a trade, and I might even get back rank mated. So that's not really good. But could we maybe do something with the queen? I don't really see that though. But it's probably okay, so it just takes. I'm just gonna check that out real quick. What happens if you go into the corner? You just play rook b5. Alright, so we just claim that the position is way too weak now. Probably. Alright. Let's go one more. I'm just gonna update the kind of description for the stream, as we are not really doing solo chess anymore. Okay. Did it get updated? I'm not quite sure. It's not that important, of course. Let's go back to the puzzle. Could I just take here and then go here with a fork after the queen takes? Do I actually win? Or I mean, I win material, but it's still kind of... No, I have a rook. I missed my rook. So then it should just work. Because if not, it would just have been equal material. Or actually, I would have been down a pawn, and then it might not have been a good enough solution. Even though it was kind of good. But with that additional rook, it of course is just perfect. Alright. Isn't it just a hanging queen here? I guess maybe you could take here and threaten a back rank mate, but if so, should be possible to give an intermediate check here. I don't see the issue with this. Yeah, that was it. A rather simple one, I would say. But it could of course be a bit that I was lucky in the start, kind of started thinking about the right things, but it was a queen hanging, so shouldn't be too hard to detect, of course. I feel like we have some hopes about mating this king. It does not have a lot of air. Maybe we can actually just go here immediately. So we need to take with either the pawn or the bishop. And if you take with the pawn, you just take back with this pawn, and I think it's checkmate. As we have opened up for this rook. Well, it is possible to delay it one move by going here, but then just takes and checkmate. So that means if you do this, you need to take with the bishop. And then you take with the pawn. And you threaten checkmate like this. And that checkmate might be unstoppable. Yeah, so we try this. Maybe that was a bit more concerning than what I thought. So if I take, then I drop my queen. And then maybe take here, here. Yep, then I push, but the rook sacrifices itself. That's a tricky one. Maybe that's not good enough. I could try to just move the king, but that doesn't look good either, because then you drop this one. I can't go here because it's a mate threat by going here and then checkmate here. So goes here, goes here. Did they just give up the rook? Takes. I don't really see that working either. So takes here, push. Rook must take. But I'm not sure. Oh wait, you have this one. Maybe that will change stuff. Then you can take with the other rook, but that's still gonna be mate. Tricky. So do we have anything else after this line? It must be to just check here and then goes here. And check with this rook, but how should that help? And goes back. Then you check here. Take with the pawn. No, I can't really get it to work. I can't. Oh, is it something really fancy, like maybe you could go here? Because if no, I don't think that works either. The thing is, you need to kind of mate immediately. Unless you want to just go here, that could be a solution. Just stopping this counter threat. And try to win it from there. But let me try this. I don't think it can be to just push. Oh, of course. I don't know why I didn't think about this. It's probably because I just thought this was moving back and forth. But of course it's not, because I win a piece. So that was not too impressive. But at least I found it in the end. Okay, my king is in serious trouble here. So not possible to take this piece, as I'm in a pin. So it could be to play a defensive move, but my king can't castle. So that makes finding the right defensive move less easy. Could maybe be to just go for some fork, maybe like this. Looks kinda good, but my king is still gonna be in trouble though. So many possible moves here. Let me just try it. Okay, it was. So do I really dare to take here? And take here. Takes, rook takes. Looks very scary. But it might barely survive. And if it does, of course, then I win a piece. Okay, it was. I would not feel very comfortable here. You take, take. Maybe we can try to run over here. Alright. We are approaching 1900. So that's something at least. White to move. This king could be in some trouble, even though we don't have a lot of pieces around it. What if we try this check? And if we go here, I think you just get mated by... No, then you can move back. But then it's a discovery at least. And also if we go here, is it anything at all? Okay, maybe this. And then it's forced to move. Okay, you can move here or here. If you move here, I guess this move comes and kind of forces you down here anyway. And then we have this mate. Now then you take the knight, of course. Could it be any other move though? Of course there is a free piece here, but even after that I'm gonna be down a piece. So it's not really enough. It could maybe be to bring the knight here, for instance. So let's look at it one more time. So first, if we go in here, maybe we could just try to bring the rook over and mate like this. Looks kind of dangerous at least, but if we go here after that, then guess it must be this rook check, forcing you to move here or here. So if we go here, I mean the thing is you are threatening the knight as well. And even if you win that knight, or I mean if you win that knight, I don't think it's a mate afterward. As far as I can tell. But what other move should it be? Okay, maybe we could try to go here first. But it's less forcing and it kind of allows moves like this. More arrows. Hello Cold Player, how are you? I'll try to make more arrows, for sure. Or maybe it was too many. I feel like I had a lot of arrows, but I'm not sure if that was the moment when you were saying it. But what should it be? I feel like we need to attack the king as I'm down 2 pieces. I don't think there's any tactics here winning 2 pieces. So yeah, I'm good too, thanks. And good that you are good as well. I love arrows, yeah, me too. Except when they make me like make a move by accident, because the chess.com interface isn't that impressive on those kind of things. But I don't think it usually happens when I do tactics. So if I just go here, it allows that, but that might not be too bad if I just move my king somewhere. But then maybe we can get here kind of into the defense. I'm just gonna try that. No, it wasn't. Let me try the other idea too. Okay, it was this. This solution didn't explain at all what was going on here. Let's put it up on the analysis board. So I guess the only idea behind this move is to kind of delay what is coming by one move. Let's say you give this check. So it says king e1 is the best move. That could make sense. And then if you go here, but you still play this move. Oh, this is... Well, I'm not really convinced, because now we don't have this because of the knight. But you could move the knight here, giving a check. But then the king can go back. Happy with the arrows now? It's starting to confuse me. But now I think the king is here. And we have some discovery against the knight, but I'm not sure how good they are. Let's just look or play out the line. Knight b5, okay. And you move back. Oh, so we take here. That's a good idea, of course. And you take here, but now we're giving this square to the king at least. But I mean, to see this, that's kind of complicated, I would say. And it's kind of annoying because the tactic didn't really show this at all. So yeah, I'm not too impressed by this one. Yes, good. This queen looks kind of trapped. I saw all that. That's impressive. This looks also good, but the queen can take, so maybe not. If not, it would have been mate, I think. Should we try to distract the queen? If you like take here, but I guess just pawn takes back, or bishop for that matter. And if I just give a check like this, okay, then the queen. I thought this was mate in one there for 1 second. So then the queen must go here. That's forced. And then maybe you can try this move. And then this is forced. And now we're trying to take the knight as well. Well, that would drop the queen though. It could of course not be that you need the mate. Just need to win material. A lot of moves here are kind of close to mate, but it's always some piece kind of stopping it. Seems like, but this looks promising at least. But this rook is gonna be very hard to use as it's so kind of trapped. Not trapped in a way that you will lose it, but just very hard to get it into the attack. I feel like the only good continuation after these two moves I have shown now is this. And then this must happen. And could it be some follow-up here? I don't see, like maybe you could check here. But then the knight could go. And I don't see the mate after that with only the queen. But I don't think that could be it. But still could be something here. So what if you check here? Thank you for hosting, Cold Player. I appreciate that. So if you check here, okay, you can go here with the king, but then you win the queen. So what certainly makes most sense is to just take with the or you can take with the bishop as well. That doesn't really look promising. And okay, you could of course give the same kind of check here instead of here. Maybe that could be an advantage in some line, but it's a bit hard to see why. This move kind of just restricts it more by taking control over this square as well. Thank you for the follow, XXL Gorilla Nor. I appreciate that. I mean, no, never mind. I saw wrong. I just thought about here and threatening here, but the bishop can just take as well, so maybe I should just do something. This move looks, it's like the only move I've found that looks promising. So I could of course just hope it's something there. And it was. Good start. But of course I would appreciate to just find the solution before I start making moves. So I feel like this is probably the best continuation. I'm not sure if there are any other, or at least decent ones, because you have no check with the queen. You could trade the queens, but I don't really see the point of doing that. And yeah, it was. But this is kind of where I was stuck. It could of course be easier when I can actually see it on the board. So no, we don't have this check. Sorry. So it's no real threat to take here, because then the queen drops, but it is a big threat to take the queen. And if we go here, then it's at best a repetition for us, so that should not be the move. And the only other knight check is here, but I can't really get that to work either. You can take with the queen, I missed that earlier, and pawn and bishop. And I don't see how any of them works, and at least not how they all work. It kind of needs to be a check if you don't want to move the queen. Okay, I missed this, or I talked about it earlier, but I kind of concluded it was no good, because for instance, if you just take the knight, where is the real follow-up? The queen is threatened. The queen doesn't threaten any pieces, everything is kind of held together with that queen. And if you had support, if you had just pushed this pawn, it would actually have been mate next move by playing queen here. But you don't, and I don't think you can make that happen either. And I don't see what you should do with the rook, because if you take, yeah, I mean, all you can do is kind of take the bishop, but then the queen drops. Or you can actually also just take here with a check first and then win the queen afterwards. So that would have just been a disaster. So I'm kind of out of moves. But I'm very curious what the solution is. The best attempt I have, if I just had to move immediately, was to play this. Hope it was something there. But say just queen takes. What was the whole point? You just gave away a piece for approximately nothing. So yeah, I don't feel like that's it, but it could of course be. Might just be something very easy that I miss as well, some other queen check, but as far as I can tell there are none. And if it okay, I haven't really considered trading off the queens now, but I don't really see how that should work or what you should win afterwards. The knight doesn't threaten anything. Well, a pawn, but I doubt that's it. We are kind of down material. Two bishops for a rook. And also a couple of pawns. So we should try to find something that's a bit better than just winning a pawn or two. A piece might not even be enough. A piece could be the solution, but mate is of course the best. And of course after this thing, I don't really have time to push here, because then just the queen drops. Yeah, I spent so much time on this pawn, almost 9 minutes, so I think I'm about to give up and just make some move. But I'm kind of curious what the solution is. It could be to just go back though, and kind of claim that you just have to make a draw. But the king could try to escape, but then you drop the queen. As I've been looking so long and haven't found anything, I'm actually gonna go for that as the best kind of hope. It was. Okay, but then I'm to some degree happy with what I did, because I looked for a long time and I didn't find anything, because it wasn't anything. So it's just so rare that that's the solution to the puzzles. They tend to be so aggressive. But okay, that makes it better. The solution was that it was no tactic. This would have been so cool if it wasn't for this queen. So we could maybe try to distract that queen somehow, or we could maybe try to check here. But I don't think it does anything after this bishop goes in between, for instance. So if we want to kind of distract this queen, we could try to go here. But it is a bit scary if it takes here. Threatens to take that rook with a check as well. So of course if we drop a rook, it doesn't really matter that we win a rook, and also with the queen here it actually still protects this square where I want to put my queen. So I don't think that is it. Oh, maybe this is a powerful move. But I'm not really sure why it should work so well. The king doesn't have too many squares. I guess you actually can't move the king because the only allowed square is here, but then it's just mate by going queen here. And that means that you are kind of forced to play either piece here. No point of playing the rook, no, the knight here, because you can simply take it next move. So say bishop goes here. But I'm not sure what you should do after that. And I mean, playing the knight up somewhere could be scary, but it's a bit slow, so I doubt it's anything forcing. Do we have any other good squares to move the queen? Yeah, and as I said before, please come with requests if you want me to do something different, like playing, or yeah, maybe play some special mode, or just do anything at all at chess.com, because I was actually planning to just spend the day with those solo chess puzzles, but I completed them a bit faster than I expected, so I kind of have an open schedule for the next 2 hours of streaming. Or if anyone wants a game, you can just tell me and we'll do that. Would be cool to break 1900 at least though in tactics first. So I feel like this is the best I have, but I don't really see what to do after knight or bishop here. Could try to like bring the queen behind to add the pressure, but it's still not enough. Oh, unless it's some fancy like double bishop mate. I don't think so. So like if you give the queen up here. No, I don't see how you can mate after that. Can't really get this bishop into the action, as the queen protects, and you can also push this pawn. So I don't think that's anything. Could it be like just castle, for instance, just to stop these issues and also bring the rook into the attack? But that looks more positional than tactical. Any other way to try to trap the queen? It must have been to go here, but that doesn't work as the queen can just take it. And any piece we can try to win? Well, it is this rook, but I don't see it. Well, maybe we can just go here actually. Maybe there's no way to stop that. You try that in the lack of anything better. Looks like it is. Okay, that was kind of direct and simple. Still used a lot of time to find it though. Pawn and games. We are down a pawn, but his king is kind of far away from the pawns. It could be just to save the draw here as well. Or we could maybe try to create an outside passed pawn. So one try is to push here. And I don't think black should take, because then you get, when you take back, this pawn is passed. So is this though, so it could be alright. And if you push past, I don't think it's any way to win it either. So I don't think that could be the solution. What if we start by pushing here? I guess black must just push this pawn. And then you push here. Maybe it takes. I'm not really sure. But I think that must be the solution. And I guess you have to push here now. Maybe we should push this one first. Alright. That's unfortunate. But let's... oh. Sorry, I just got out of it now. I'm not sure if I can bring that puzzle up again. I was kind of curious. Yeah, I think I can find it. I was a bit curious why it didn't work with that other move. This is not the one. Okay, I'm gonna try to bring that up. Tactics. Can I find a list of the tactics here? Yeah, here it is. Good. So, yeah, but I just want to analyze it. Select mode, is that? Okay, never mind. Maybe if I make a mistake, I can analyze it then. Yeah, good. Finally. And then he played this, and if you push here, you're actually losing. Because, oh, h5 kind of just blocks everything, and you can't continue, because if you go here, takes, and you just drop all the pawns. Yeah, I should have seen that. So this kind of stops that blockade later. So now we just... I guess it took care, but you can also try to take care. Takes, and maybe takes. Or you could try to move it around, but you aren't fast enough, so... It's good no matter what. A lot more pieces in this one. If we try to mate... I definitely think we can try to mate, but thought about something like taking here, but I guess you could actually just take the queen then. It's no real threat. Yeah, but how do you make any threats here actually? I'm not really sure if that king is in trouble or if it's really safe. And our queen is threatened, so maybe we just have to retreat it. But then, yeah, it doesn't get too easy to create some threats at all. Do we try to do something with the knight? Or play like g4, but I'm not sure what's the real threat. This could have been tempting, but of course it just drops to the rook. And the rook is protected. Could try to trade queens though, maybe try to get something going after that. That could actually be good. Oh, probably not. You can just take with the bishop if you want to, and the rook is, of course, as I said, still protected. And if the queen just kind of retreats, I really don't expect that to be the solution. Too passive. Too passive. If I take here, that could be it. Because if you take here with the rook, you take with the rook yourself, and the queen is pinned. And what else can you do? You can try to take here with the queen. No, it's pinned. I think that must be it. Good. Up a rook. Alright, I think I'm gonna take a break from the tactics. I feel like my concentration is slightly dropping. But what else can we do? We could of course just play a bit. Yeah, let's just play a normal game. Not too little time, I think. Maybe a 10-minute game. But if anyone wants to play me, you can send me an invitation. Or tell me in the chat. Okay, so we have black, and it looks like it's gonna be a Petrov. And we have reached a 4 knights, my favorite opening. And he doesn't play the best move, because I can take there. And that kind of suggests he doesn't really know what he's gonna play. Okay, he finds the best move. This is better than taking here, though they both kind of are ending up materially equal. Because now we have this fork, and that means we are gonna win that piece back, but we have to give up this pawn for it, probably, and then it's all gonna be back to equal material. But I'm gonna claim I have gotten a slightly better position by doing this than I would have if I hadn't. Now I kind of need to take here while I still threaten a piece. So in this line I kind of mess up my pawn structure. So I won't say this is one of the best lines for me, but it's still good, I would say, even though all these pawns are a bit weird. And he threatens this, so I need to deal with that first of all. I could go here, or I could maybe try to play queen here or here. But if I go here and kind of threaten here, it could be a bit too much. I don't remember if I've had the... I think I've had this position before. I don't think I've played this move. I'm not really sure. I mean, I am threatening this piece. So it's not easy to protect it. So I think is white kind of forced to take here. And then I take here. And then you kind of need to protect the rook, I guess. So you play rook over here. And then I'm gonna claim I have a kind of good position. It looks interesting. And still I can't really convince myself that it is actually working for me. But I think I should play it just to kind of find it out. Then I know. I don't see the issue. It could go here maybe as well. Protected by the queen. But that's at least not dangerous for me. And then I could consider going h5, for instance. No, it's not possible. Sorry, I missed the bishop. Never mind. I feel like this is kind of forced. Maybe you can try d4. Oh, you could try d4. Because you also threaten my queen. So you can play d4. Can you play f4? No, because then I guess I just take here. And you need to take back with the knight, but then I still take here in the end. Would of course be much more comfortable playing this if my king was castled. But yeah, let's find out. I think maybe d4 is the best move. And then I kind of need to move my queen again, I think. Or, I mean, I could still play this. And if so, what is his follow-up? I guess he needs to just deal with this, and that's a kind of passive move, so I think I should just continue my original plan. Maybe it wasn't the best. Yeah, so he plays that. I could pick up another pawn, but that might be a bit greedy. I should get my king to safety. If I really want to, I could go here, but then just c3, so probably not that good. Maybe I can just try to go here. And he could take here, and then I castle. Let me try that. I could try to be more greedy by either taking here or protecting this pawn. But let's not be. I could maybe win this pawn later. Not that easy to protect. Okay, he tries to make some counter threats. That's certainly interesting. But is it anything? If I just castle, I mean I have control here and there are some pressure for sure, but I could also try to take here, but it's not very pleasant with no, I don't think that's too good, allowing the queen to get here and also threaten here next move. I need to deal with this threat at least. So I think I should just castle. Hope it's not losing. I could try to take here soon to simplify. I also think I really want to play this bishop here and add pressure on this rook. Looks kind of good. Maybe I could also consider to go here. Yeah, maybe that's even better to stop potential c4s. So c4 is only good if he still has the knight here. So I think this is going to be kind of decided real soon, or at least to some degree. So either I survive and get a better position, or he has some kingside attack that I have kind of ignored that will be too much to survive for me. We'll find out at least. I think it has turned into a very interesting game. And also on the time, I think I'm doing quite good for being such a complicated position. He doesn't really understand or agree with me that he needs to do something very quick. But I guess maybe he feels in some danger as well, so he wants to castle queen side. I think I'm just gonna take here. He has at least protected this pawn, so I won't drop that one. But what if I still now next move play this or this? I don't think there's any difference right now. Maybe this is actually slightly better. Because that stops the queen from getting back here to protect. And still after that I could have just taken queen takes, bishop takes, and king takes, and I would have won an exchange. But this might be even better. And even if he castles, I can still take here. And that's just a free rook, because if he takes back, I win the other rook as well. That would be a rook and an exchange, even more material. So I'm not sure how he plans on surviving this. He still does that. I think I just take. Free rook, up a lot of material now. But and now he kind of abandons his own king. Could get in danger, but I understand of course that they have to do it. He could go here and maybe hope to trade off the queens, but he could move the queen. I could also try to just bring the queen to the back rank, threaten a discovery. Yeah, I think I want to do that. Maybe actually, okay, I think I'll go here. The things about this square is it's no issue this, and also that I might get out here, but I kind of want to keep it here to protect, at least to some degree, my own king. And if now the king goes here, I think I'll just play rook here and force off a couple of rooks, which is also good for me, as I only need to survive this last. I'm not sure if you can even call it attack, what he's doing, but if I just survive that, I'm good. And I am of course threatening this move now with a check and winning the queen. So that's gonna be over. Very important also that that bishop actually blocks the queen from getting back here, because if not the queen could get back here and stop that check. He plays risky for sure. Okay, no, okay, maybe not. But I'm very happy to trade off queens. I don't think it's anything better. Of course the discoveries don't work, as he could simply take my queen. Now this is not possible because of the bishop controlling there. But maybe I should just play h6. Okay, he resigned. So a good game there, I would say. Let's do another one. Interesting game, so at least based on that game, I would say that that queen g5 move kind of worked for me. Maybe I should have analyzed it. Maybe we could do it afterwards, if I remember. Okay, so we get a Philidor defense here. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, but just play some natural moves and it should be okay. Maybe I should have played this earlier, just to avoid that annoying bishop g4 move. Because there it is, and I might have to get annoyed by that for a while. If I don't want to play g4, but I don't think that's good yet, at least. Yeah, maybe I wanted to put my queen there, just to get out of it. I'm not sure how much I want it. Not too happy with my position. I feel like it's not that easy to improve it now. And I at least don't dare to play this now when the queen can also come here, if he just sacrifices. Okay, I think I'm just gonna admit that this bishop wasn't too good there, and move it again. So if he goes here now, I guess I just do the same as him. He has of course something better as he has this bishop here. Also he has already moved the queen out of the pin. That's two reasons why that doesn't really work. This is of course very slow, but it's at least not a position where you need to play the fastest, usually. You could try playing a5 or c5 though, but maybe it doesn't want to weaken this square after c5. I could play b4 if I want to. What is his idea? He wants to get probably around here. How should I respond to that? Okay, let me just do this to... Oh, I didn't really delay him. I thought he had to take with the bishop, but he could take with the knight. So that makes me maybe regret that move, but yeah, we'll see. Let me just try this. I don't feel like this game turned out too well. Maybe try to go for f4. I suspect this move will come now. And then I also have some options. Do I want to move my queen back or do I want it over here? It's more like active in some attack here, but it might also easier get trapped. But if I afterwards play f4, it's not that likely it gets trapped because it also can kind of escape down here. They didn't play any of those moves. Maybe I should try to go here now. I think it looks good. I guess we'll find out. Yeah. That was of course the downside to playing. And this move doesn't help because he can just take, so I guess that's just a horrible blunder and game over. Let's... Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't switched the view, and please tell me if that happens so I can change it. Let's just play some different modes. Let's play a couple of King of the Hill games, if you can find an opponent that is. We could also look for some tournaments maybe. Maybe play some 4-player chess. Please give me suggestions, because I don't really have a plan. Or solo chess was my whole plan, but that went really quickly. We could of course look for players in more variations at the time. Maybe, okay, there we found one. So, King of the Hill. If you get your king to one of the 4 central squares, you win. And I think the best approach is to not just rush up with the king immediately. So the Scandinavian I usually take, but maybe that gives away some central control actually. I could maybe try to push. He just goes for it immediately at least. His king could get in trouble, but it is of course also a chance that he just wins it. But if I give this check? That king is in trouble, I think this is the only move. And then I guess I just take here. I mean, I didn't really have to do that, but... Alright, so he threatens my queen. But I just check here. Should I try to bring out my own king now? Let me go here, threaten this at least. Start with this, so he must go here. I'm not sure how I'm gonna finish him off, or if I even can. Can I just push here? And he can take my queen, but I'm mate here. I think that's gonna work. Could of course also recapture if it didn't work, but that's checkmate. Not something you usually see in a normal game. Let's play a couple more, at least. So, was it the same guy who wanted a rematch? I think so. So he tries the same approach. Hasn't he learned at all? I think I kind of play. It's not exactly the same, but it is almost the same. That must be even worse. I could check here. Then he probably goes here. Then I could take here. Let me actually just bring out another piece. And also threaten to take here with a check. Now I guess I take here. And I doubt this king will survive for long, but we will of course find out. Could of course be possibilities for that to happen too. Okay, he resigned, but I guess maybe just d4 now was kind of strong. One final game of King of the Hill, and then maybe we can try a couple of Crazy House games. Haven't done those in a while either. That is, of course, if you find an opponent. We could look for a Crazy House opponent at the same time. Try to speed it up. What mode did we get though? Crazy House, it seems like. So I'm just gonna switch the view so we can see it properly. Alright, I don't remember much about Crazy House. I kind of remember the rules that you can put the pieces back on the board, but I don't really remember much of the ideas and strategies to try out. Of course, it looks like, or I mean, the game got aborted, so that means I don't need to use any of them. Yeah, let's look for a King of the Hill again as well. Let me actually temporarily switch to this view, just so you can, so I don't need to switch back and forth depending on the mode, because then I'm just gonna forget at some point. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to play normally in the opening at least, and then we'll see. So of course you can't really make any special moves as long as you don't have won any pieces. That's when you can put them back on. Let's just push all these pawns, the A pawn, the D pawn and the H pawn. This to kind of be able to hide the bishop and stop b4, this to stop this move, and d3 to protect this pawn. Alright, let's just go here to maybe trade some pieces and get some action with the pieces you can put on. So now both of us can put on a knight if we want to. But we could of course also wait and maybe they get more powerful later on. You just put on a new knight there. Let me... No, I don't want to put on my new piece yet, I think. Could become better later. Let me try to go for this. F4. Even though it messes up my pawns a bit. Now I have two knights to put on the board. Maybe I shouldn't really weaken my king like this in this mode. Can I put on some powerful knights somewhere? Let me just bring this knight I already have back into the game first. We're starting to get some pieces to put on the board as well. I just go here maybe? Oh, could he put on another? I think I'm good. If he puts on a bishop to try to do this, I can put on a pawn, for instance. Or maybe a bishop as well, to stop that. No, oh, that's so stupid. Because he just put it on next to it. Don't know how I can miss something like that, really. I've been playing chess for... I talked about it earlier today, so I think I concluded almost 5 years. I've kind of been interested and played online. I played in a chess club a bit more than, or I started there a bit more than 3 years ago. And I have known the rules most of my life. But yeah, I would say almost 5 years since I started playing or getting really interested in it. Crazy House, on the other hand, I have only played a couple of times before. I'm in some trouble. He threatens to mate here, so it doesn't really... Okay, maybe I can try to put on a knight here to stop that. I couldn't put on a bishop here because he could just take it. And if I took with the rook, then it would have been mate by putting on that queen there. It's like double punishment for dropping the queen. You don't have a queen yourself, and you give your opponent an extra queen. This is still so scary. Let me try to put on another one to just recapture with. So now I guess he could put on a new, and then I do. And then now I think we have a kind of repeated the position once. It's a bit different than in normal chess, but it is a repetition. So can I claim a threefold if he takes and I take? I think I can, but I'm not exactly sure. So he does something different. Oh, I'm gonna flag, probably. Or get mated. Yeah, that was stupid, because I can't take back because of the mate. Let me just try to play very fast, maybe hope to get something. But probably not. I started a few days ago. Well, then I wish you good luck. It's probably gonna be a lot of fun, but also a bit pain sometimes. But okay, there it's mate. But yeah, as long as it's fun, that's the most important thing, right? I don't know if I have any good recommendations for how to improve in the start. Just play and maybe like do tactics, that's good. And maybe learn a couple of openings to some degree. So as I've said already, if you want me to play something special, you could just tell me, but if not, I'm just gonna play a couple of different stuff, as I don't have anything special planned. Still gonna stream for a bit more than an hour. And if anyone wants a game, you can tell me. But I think I'm gonna just do a bit 4-player chess. If no one has any suggestions. And I think I'm gonna try some free-for-all. So that means nobody is on a team. Let me just yeah, this looks decent. A bit much white space there in the lower left corner of the screen, but I think you'll be alright. So let's try to remember how to do this thing. I think I'm just gonna play e3 here. So yeah, if you don't know the rules, they are a bit complicated, so I think I'm gonna kind of try to explain them while I play. If you want me to try to explain them more thoroughly, I could try. But at least you want to get as many points as possible. It's also a difference in the rules between free-for-all and teams, but now I play free-for-all. And then you want to get as many points as possible. That's actually what's gonna decide who wins in the end. Not who gets checkmated last. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna play this to stop these kinds of things, to be on the safe side. But of course, when you get checkmated, you don't have the possibility to earn any more points. So the pieces are worth the same as in normal chess, but in addition, a checkmate is worth 20 points, and the bishops are worth 5 points instead of 3. So the bishops are as powerful as the rooks. Maybe I can try to go here as well. And if you can get your pawn to the, like, more than halfway, so for him it's only here, then he gets a new queen. But the new queens are only worth 1 point. So they are less worth to capture. So somebody should really stop these pawns from promoting. But the thing is, nobody really bothers. Because why should I be the one to do it? And everybody thinks like that. And that therefore sometimes you just succeed with plans like red hair. It's not really a sophisticated opening, but it's certainly working sometimes. And also when I play free-for-all, I think it's much more important to play like a bit safe than in teams. In teams you generally want to go for the win, then you team up with a guy on like right across the board for you. But in teams, if you like bring your queen out, it's so easy that it just drops. Because the real danger is that okay, so say for me, like green is right after me. So say he gives me a check somehow. He can't really do it now, I think, but let's say he can at some point. So he checks me from here. And then some other guy threatens my queen, who might be standing here, for instance. So let's say red then played this move and threatened my queen. But I can save my queen, because I need to deal with the check. And then it's when you get in trouble. And that's what make 4-player chess so chaotic. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to do this because this pawn is weakened, but let's hope it works. I have never seen 4-man chess. Well, I would recommend to try it. Maybe not if you are all new to chess. You should probably, well, not master, but play some normal chess first, because it could be kind of complicated and crazy. But I think it's fun. I don't play it very often though. I get more tired from it than normal chess, but it's fun to play occasionally. So it's also sometimes a bit hard to really figure out where the pieces are pointing in 4-player chess, as the board is so big. The time control is 1 minute, but you also have a 15, I think it's 15, it might be 10-second delay. So the games could last pretty long, even though we only have 1 minute each. And also if a player kind of resigns or leaves, then all these pieces become grayed out. And let me just try to figure out, could I take, I don't think, because he can just take back. It must be if somebody else kind of helped me out with attacking something else of blue. But if they don't, then I'm just in trouble, so I won't do that. I tend to have a bit of a problem playing fast enough in the opening. But I don't usually flag, at least, so when I get down on the time I tend to be able to play faster. I think it's something about the fact that there are so many possible moves. What happens if I take here? Now the knight protects, so I don't think I can. Should I try to castle? I don't really remember if it's a good idea to castle or not, but everyone has done it except for red, at least. What was I saying? Yeah, if a player leaves, then all his pieces get grayed out and they are worth no points capturing, except for the king, who is still worth 20 points. So then it's not about checkmating the king, but actually about capturing the king. And that could actually change the game a lot. So okay, now I have some threats if I just move my knight. Where should I try to move my knight to? Maybe just go here. I kind of want the knight in the defense though. Let me try it. He could, of course, probably just go here or something. So he kind of stops it, blocking with that knight. No captures yet. That's a bit surprising. Also, it's very quickly that these games turn around. So even though we are in trouble early on, if we don't get checkmated, it could go better. For instance, when I played or last time I played 4-player chess and streaming, I had a game where I had only one pawn left, and my opponents had, well, I think one of them had 2 rooks and maybe something more, and the other had a queen and a rook and stuff. But they didn't stop me, they kind of concentrated on each, or focused on each other. And I got a new queen, and in the end I actually won that game. So things turn around very quickly. You could be up 2 queens and suddenly they are gone. This I should try to deal with, but I'm not really sure what's the best way of doing so. Maybe I can just allow the capture. Oh, I need to watch out that this piece is not protected anymore. I have very little time. All the other ones have been able to play fast, but should I take with the... Yes, I should take with this pawn. So I got my first point at least. But king safety and just keeping your pieces are more important than points early on. And a winning score, I would say, is maybe like 50 points and up you need. It depends a bit, of course. And also, if there's only 2 players left and you lead by 20 points or more, you can claim the victory. Because you kind of lose 20 points when you drop your king, so you can kind of give away your king and win it immediately, if that made sense. I'm not paying too much attention to the other players, and that's no good strategy. I should still deal with this one. Where should I go? Should I just move it back? Now it's actually being threatened. I'll just go back for now. Oh, it's not my turn. But also, you don't generally want to trade off pieces, because yes, you get some points, but you drop a piece, and in normal chess, when you trade off pieces, then all the players, or both, lose the same material. So relative to the other opponent, you don't lose anything. But in 4-player chess, say if I trade something with green, then we kind of lose pieces compared to red and blue. So it's a bit different there. Okay, now I'm in a threat of a check. Oh, could I take here last move? I'm not sure I want to, but I'm in the threat of a check, and especially when the guy to your left threatens to check you, that's very serious, because then all the other players will be able to move before you can respond. I'm in trouble. Maybe he just wants to trade. He goes there. Oh, so he threatens here and here. Maybe I want to go bishop here then. But what if like blue takes here now? Then I could be in trouble. But the good thing is it's no particular reason why green and blue want to cooperate. And they risk that the other guy suddenly stops cooperating, and then you could just be in trouble. Also, it's no reason they don't really want to team up to try to checkmate me. Because only one of them will get those 20 points for checkmating. So everyone wants to be the one who checkmates. It takes there, even though I can take back. But of course, red or blue could give me trouble, but it's no real reason for them to help him. My king is still in serious trouble though. The blue could take here. Maybe he wants to, yeah. He wants to, because he knew I had to deal with the knight. So it was kind of guaranteed. But now if blue takes here, and then I could take here in the end. But my king is still in trouble. Just out in the wide open. But I hope blue takes. Because right now I can't take, as long as the blue piece kind of protects the green, even though they are enemies. Yeah, that's unfortunate, he retreats. But I don't understand really why. It is of course that he wants to keep the bishop, but green could still trade it off if he wanted to. Of course, there are a lot of players who haven't played too much, and then you might not think about all these strategies that when you help your opponent and that kind of stuff, so sometimes they do. So you can't always trust your opponents to do even what's best for them. I really need to deal with my king situation somehow. Let me try to go here. It could take, but at least if it only ends up with a trade, that's good for me. But the danger is of course that he takes, and at the same time I'm threatened by something else. But luckily all these other guys also have to worry about each other. It's not them against me. So that makes... I just need to find quick moves now. So let's try to maybe open up for a rook. I would really want to get my king more over here now, but with this bishop that's gonna be a challenge. Okay, that was pointless, because he can just take. Push, maybe. So I guess blue would deal with the knight. What would be really perfect was if I could get a new queen with that pawn, but it doesn't really seem likely. Maybe he wants to just get a new queen though. That could kind of make me get this one for free, but it doesn't. I would say these guys play pretty good. So hard to get control whether a square is protected or not. Oh, this is bad. What I could hope is that red and blue don't want green to checkmate me, so maybe they could help me somehow. I don't see how I can stop the mate myself. I could put the knight in between, but it will just be taken and then same threat next move. I think. But if I don't see anything, I just... maybe it could change something if green gets a threat against himself in the meantime, for instance. Now I don't really see how I can postpone it anymore. I could just give up my queen for a check. But yeah, it doesn't look good. Also, I almost don't have any points. If I had a lot of points, maybe I could have gotten a good place, even if I got eliminated soon. This is kind of pointless. All I really do is give green more points, as he gets the point for the pieces as well. But it doesn't really matter. I feel like it's my only hope that someone else interfere with green. And there are some issues here with these pieces actually. Because green needs to take or go here. So So I guess blue will take here, and also he gets a 9-point queen for a 1-point queen. You see that one number, because it is a promoted one. I hope so, at least. Wow, he doesn't. That's very odd. I mean, he wants to keep the queen, but he has one more, and he don't. Why does he want to give the green those 20 points? Let me punish him by taking his knight. And yes, he can take back, but that won't give him any points, as it's gonna be checkmate. At least I think it's... Okay, it's immediate checkmate. I thought maybe it wasn't checkmate before it was my turn, but it is. Okay, no real need to hang around here. Could do another one, or we could try some other mode. I could do a team one. But the thing about team one is I don't really want to draw too many arrows, because my opponent can see my arrows. So it could confuse him if I draw too many. So I'll try to only draw those I want him to make. But the thing here is, if your opponent doesn't cooperate with you, then it's really no hope. So I think he should just try to bring his queen out somewhere. Wow, I just dropped a pawn. Yeah, you need to pay some attention when you do. Or at least it helps. And now this looks very bad. Unless we can make some counter threat. Thing is, he threatens to take here. So if he does the same. He goes for that. Yeah, this is no good. I don't know if it's just resignable. Okay, maybe I can try this to protect her and also threaten the queen. At least we'll see. It could be still be very bad. But my opponent doesn't really help. Alright, he goes for that and he will go for this. Oh, it's game over, I think. So he, yellow really needs to help me out. But maybe it's not possible. Ah, that wasn't a good game. Not very good for player chess in general today. What else can we try to do? Let's see. Oh, we could do some puzzle rushes. I talked about that earlier, but kind of forgot. Alright, my record is 26. Let's try to break it. That's a mate. That's a mate. Oh. That's not too good, or maybe it is. Yeah, oh, it was just mate, right. This is a mate. This is a mate. This is mate in 2. I feel like there's so many good moves here. Maybe this is the best. You just take. Yeah, it's a piece. check, here, here. Good. Oh, mate in one. Yeah, here. Winning that queen for a couple of pieces. So check. Could be. He goes there. Or do I just... Oh, this... Oh, maybe I just take the queen? Oh no, I combine the IDs, of course. What's the mate here? Should really be one. This looks very strong. Yes. Trap the queen. Think so. Takes. Takes. Let's try to win that queen. But this just falls to that. Or wait, is this just mate? Yes. Mate in one. Okay, it takes... That's a rook, or at least a piece in total. Here you doesn't have, you don't have, you can take, I guess that must be it. And just win the knight. Yes. We go here. Queen goes back. Yeah, I think so. Oh, he goes there. Then I just take here, I think. Is this good enough? I'm just gonna go for it. Free queen. And checkmate. Takes. And you win the other rook. And I think I can just trade. And push, yes. Takes and takes. Okay, that didn't work. What's the thing here? Oh. Should I try this? Yes. I need to make 2 more in seconds to beat my record. Oh, I thought I was black. Alright, 25. That was decent. I don't really feel like I played fast enough. Especially not in the start. I mean, these 2 last one I don't really need to look at because I didn't really attempt them, just made some random move. But let's look at this one, which I failed at. I just went for this because I thought if the knight takes, I win the rook. But I guess queen... Oh, this is better. Just switch the move order and you win. Well, you only win a piece. But that's still good. Oh. So let's do at least one more. Checkmate. This looks very natural and that's a mate. Take the piece. Yes. Back rank mate. Checkmate in 2. Checkmate in 1. Checkmate in 2. Free piece. What's going on here? Oh. A bit too much time on that one, but at least I figured it out. That's a rook. And a piece. Two pieces. We win the queen with some discovery. It doesn't really look like it, as the queen can recapture. But it's certainly something. Maybe this? Yes. I feel like that was a bit tricky. Can I just take here immediately? Now I go here first with this threat as well. Also the checkmate threat. This should be mate in 3. Probably just give a check. Yeah. Go here, or yeah, it must be. That's a checkmate in the end. What's going on here? Tricky. Oh, trap the queen. That's always nice. This is just a mate in 1. Free rook, or come back. Here, yeah. Let's see how they win this one. I guess you can take, and there's no way to stop that pawn. Take? No. Alright. Still have 2 attempts left. I can allow one more mistake. This should be a mate. Did I just go here? Yes. Maybe a discovery here or here against the knight. Maybe even take first. It wasn't. Take? Yeah. Okay, one more to get a shared record. It wasn't. Let's look at the ones I didn't make. 25 again, so at least that's 2 decent scores, 2 25s. But nothing spectacular either. Yeah, this one I failed at. Oh wait, it was like this it was. So I just took care. But I guess that doesn't really make anything special happen. So what if I take the queen and takes the queen back? Okay, maybe I win material. Yeah. For some reason I didn't think of one material, but worked out well. Here I just thought takes. Oh, wait a minute. Takes, king takes. And then I have a discovery, winning another pawn, and when you take that back, I win this one. So that's 2 free pawns. I guess it's something even better. Could be to do this immediately, but if that's it, I feel like it's better to just take care first. It was that? Huh. Okay, that I don't understand. Let's look at that with the analysis. Actually losing, but what's the idea? Oh, I just thought wrong. Of course, here you give up 2 pieces, not 1. Yeah, that's of course explains it. That was a silly miscalculation. Literally calculation. Just counting maybe even. Oh, here I guess. Alright, this makes more sense, so I can just take the rook. So this was the correct move, and then I just promoted. But yeah, that doesn't really win. That might be losing. At least not winning. As it's only to sack that knight and reach a pawn in game where I am a pawn down. So maybe you go here. Yeah, and then you take. Then you promote. But I only had seconds left when I did that one, so it's justifiable. Alright, what to do now? I feel like we've been through most of the chess.com features today. Maybe we could try a few more of those drills, which I did, yes it was last week, some of them, but there are still many left. Let's do some more endgames. They are kind of funny, even though they started to get a bit complicated. But now I'm not really sure if I have a fresh brain to do this, but at least I haven't done these types of tasks earlier today, so we'll try. Alright, how do we win this one? I don't think this is the most challenging. All about the opposition, of course. So I think I want to go here. And then if he goes here, yeah, that should be easily won. I mean, now I just pick up this pawn. Why did he go there? That looked at me. What is this? That was a silly way to try to defend it. But of course it is a computer, so I guess it just sees that every move is losing, so it doesn't matter what I do. It could actually be longer to a mate, and that's why I did it. Because if he like tried to keep the king in the corner after I got the queen, his king could be more trapped. So that justifies it to some degree. But still, not very impressive play by the computer there. So we are gonna get some practices with these. Let's not go here, that's a stalemate. That would have been embarrassing. Let's instead maybe go here. And then we go here. Now we can mate. We're gonna get a lot of practices with the king and queen mate, just because these drills don't really stop before you have mated. But it usually doesn't take too long. Hello, AlphaGo Zero. How are you today? And how is life on Iceland? So this is kind of the same. The whole idea is, of course, that it is kind of some sort of fence here. It's no way past this whole thing. So if I can just like bring my king up, I'm gonna get a good position. I'm not sure if I can go here now, because then he can go here and kind of get this sideways position, and then I won't be able to break through. So that would have been stupid, but this looks much better. And once again, he doesn't even try to defend. That's a bit annoying. Thank you, Shinobi. I forgot. I thought actually this thing worked well for the drills, but apparently it didn't, so thank you. Good, you are fine, AlphaGo Zero. I'm good too. Having some exams soon, so I'm a bit tired, but it's alright. Soon it's summer. Okay, so now we just win all the pawns, and we don't need the opposition when we have an additional pawn. This would have been a draw without the pawn back here. Yeah, I still show this solo chess thing as well. So let's just take that away, even though it becomes an empty void there in the corner. So the thing is, normally without this pawn, I of course now had to go here, and it would be a stalemate, or I had to go somewhere else, and it would have been possible to capture my pawn. But now I can just push, and then it's easily won. Okay, maybe I'll just take two queens. Let's see if I have a view just for this thing. I don't think I have. Okay. Shouldering. Yeah, how do you do this kind of thing? I think I've seen like these types of ideas before. And the idea is you can't really just go up and take this one. Because then even though you win the pawn, this king will be able to get back, and as long as that pawn, well, I'm not sure, maybe he won't go back and try to take, maybe he will just go back up here and kind of get into the defense. I'm not really sure what's the best approach for him, but I think the way I must play is to kind of bring my king. I want to go up and get his pawn, but I want to go kind of sideways up so I can block his king as well. So I think this is the best move. Of course, these things doesn't really tell if I do the wrong thing. I'm not sure if I want to push my pawn or not. Also. So if I go here and he goes here, then okay, maybe if I just continue and he go take, yeah, that should be all right, I think now. Yeah, maybe we can go up there. And if I take, he goes here, and then I don't win. But I don't think I can win it now anymore. Nope, I threw that one away. I think this must be the main ID, unless I want to push the pawn first. But maybe I really want to keep the opposition as well. So maybe I should try to go here. But I mean, I can't just keep the opposition forever, because then we're just gonna move back and forth and nothing's gonna happen. Let me try this. Alright, so maybe I should try to push my pawn now. Okay, so I dropped the position. Maybe I should just have pushed once to keep that. But I'm not really sure. I think, yeah, this should be winning. Okay. The thing when I do this is that even though I kind of made it work, I'm not really sure I fully understood the concept because I only got to try one line. Or two, as I failed the first time, but but at least it is some practice, and I think that's what they are about, these drills. That you want to repeat stuff. It might not be the best to learn it for the first time. But at least I get to repeat some of these pawn end games, which is good. So, and also of course you get some hints from the name of it, like shouldering too. So you kind of want to keep that what's the word? You want to use your king to shield away your opponent's king. So how do we do that best? Obviously we want to take the black pawn on b7, but we don't want to go directly there, because then let's just count. We need at least 6 moves to get here, while black king needs 5 moves to get here. But then on the other hand, we only need 5 moves to get here, and then we protect the pawn. So based on that, it looks like it's actually just gonna work to go there directly. But let's say he goes here instead of up here. And then we take the pawn. I don't understand why that doesn't just win. Let's just try it out, because I doubt this is the solution, but I want to know why. Oh, he could go there, of course. Yeah, and now it's wow, now it's losing for me actually, because now I need to let go of the protection of the pawn so I can go here, but this is just losing. So that's not good. So I think we should try to move more like maybe something like this, to more restrict his moves. But I'm not really sure how that would help against the plan he just showed. But wait. What if I do the same, but I have a slight modification? I'll show. Oh, no, never mind. I thought I could go up here now. And then if he went here, then I could go down here, and then he would be in Zugzwang. But of course, if I go here, he can just take my pawn. So that didn't work. Let's just try to go down here. And this didn't work at all, or it didn't help at all. It just became exactly the same. I don't really understand what I can do different. This isn't it. Because I assume I'm gonna try to win, because if I only wanted to draw, I could maybe try just allow him to take, but then I kind of get in front here and get a position and get a drawn endgame where I am a pawn down. Maybe let me just show the evaluation so I can see. Does this mean it's a draw? Or maybe it won't show before I make a move. Oh, it's only a draw, so I guess I should only defend it. So now I don't want him to be able to do the shouldering thing. Yeah, because this position was almost the same as the last one, just when that pawn. This pawn has advanced a lot, kind of, and it's black instead of white, but What if I just allow him to take the opposition? Alright, I can't get the opposition now. This is losing. So I need to move cleverly to win the opposition. And the rule is you want to move to a square where if you draw like a box between your kings, then all the corners should be on the same color. Then you have the opposition if that happens after your move. That's like the general distant opposition. And that happens if I go here. All these corners. So if I just try that now again, I could go here. Now it's more like a straight line, but it's the same principle. So now I got the opposition. But now I kind of need to translate that sideways opposition into an up-down opposition. So now I could keep the opposition here, but I'm not sure how that's gonna work after it takes and I take here. That looks lost. So maybe I need to go here now. No, but then it takes... And then maybe I can try to go here and regain the opposition. Or here. No, that doesn't work. So I go here. Then he goes forward. Let me check the evaluation again. Okay, it's lost now. But was it lost last move? Okay, so apparently I don't want the opposition. That confuses me even more. What's the ID then? Let me just, oh sorry, have the opposition on, just now the evaluation on. It's lost. Okay, so it seems like I must go here. I go here, no, that's lost. So I don't take the opposition, I go, okay, I guess all I want is to get down behind the king. Maybe that's the whole idea. So it's not that sophisticated with opposition. Okay, but then it's not that hard actually. Just realized that's the idea. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this one out because he can just go back and forth pretty much forever. And I don't think I can even claim the draw if there's like a threefold repetition. So no point in doing this. So yeah, but just like try to bring the king down here behind this one. And that should be it. It seems like. Okay, 2 versus 1 pawn, but it's all on the same side of the board. So this could be challenging to win. I feel like this one is kind of complicated. I think this one is also all about opposition and that kind of stuff. So I could try to go here. Or I could probably push either h3 or h4. At some point I need to push the pawns. But it might be that I want to wait one move, for instance, because then the like Zugzwang themes make that work better. But I don't really feel up to calculating that today. So I could of course just try a bunch of stuff, but that's not too sophisticated either. I mean, it makes sense to just push. I have the evaluation as well, so it says he's winning, even though it says h4 was a blunder. So that's a bit confusing. And now it's a draw, it says. I could try this move. Let's just like try to see. Okay, that's the best move apparently. Yeah, now I kind of want to time how I push the pawns. Okay, I think it makes sense now. I of course don't want to end up with an H pawn, because then I can't win. So when I push now G6, I need to have a pawn here to be able to recapture. Because if I take with the king, I have an H pawn and it's a draw. So that means I really want to push that pawn at some point, but I also want to push that pawn so that after takes, he is standing here. Because then I push, and he is in Zugzwang, so he must go out here, and I go here and promote. Just what happens if it doesn't take? That's also an important question. Because then I already have my pawn here. I must do that. And then, so instead he must go either back and forth here. Yeah, and I really need him to be here then. Because then I can push and it's the same ID. Yeah, but that's the same of course. So, how did this happen? The pieces are sticky when I draw an arrow, and I'm not really sure when it happens. But at least I need the piece here at the moment I push. And the only way I can kind of change whose turn it's gonna be is based on whether I push this pawn once or twice first. However, this move I could just do at any point, so I could actually just start with that to kind of have less to calculate. Now I need to determine. So if I push twice, he goes here, and then I push again, and he goes back, and that's what I wanted. So I have to push twice, it looks like. Ah, it says it's a draw. Oh, maybe I thought wrong. Yeah. I don't understand how that was possible. I thought so much about it, but it was of course, I just kind of missed that he had one move after I push. So it's just the opposite of what I said. But I just need to make one move. But the rest is still valid. Because now I get this position with him to move. If I had pushed that pawn twice, I would have gotten the same position with my to move, and I either had to make a stalemate by going here or dropping the pawn by going to one of these squares. But now it's winning. But yeah, I should practice these things if I get them in real games. Kind of annoying not being able to convert them. Any quick mates here? Alright. I don't really have the capacity to calculate all these ones today, but I will try. Maybe we can try something else that's not pawn and games. This is also pawn and games. There's a bit more pieces, so it's not that all about those kind of special situations or ideas. So this one should be fairly easy, at least with that outside passed pawn. Just bring the king in central first, that's never a bad idea. It's not, it's usually not a bad idea. Might be more precise to say. Now we just go for these pawns, and the black king really need to worry about this one. If he refuses to leave these pawns, which he has kind of already done, then we could just start pushing this pawn, and eventually he really have to go over there. Okay, no point of giving away that pawn for free. We could maybe push, but on the other hand, we can just wait. If it starts going back here, we can start pushing this pawn. Up 3 pawns by now. And his king doesn't really even try anything. Just stands there, so this should be fairly easy. The computer thinks for a while though. He didn't even take the pawn there. That's a bit odd. Okay, that was easy. But I guess there will be more complicated soon. Here we are not up a pawn, but we still have an outside passed pawn, or more precise, we might create one by pushing. But we need to determine if we want to push immediately or wait a little bit. I think it's a good idea just to center the king first. Let me turn off the evaluation again. But now I actually saw that this might not actually be winning. But I don't really want to see that. I want to do it on that very complicated one. But so I could try to create the passed pawn immediately. Let's try that instead. Now, we don't just want to push it, because then he can probably get over there and take it. And we haven't really had the time to do anything else in the meantime. So we want him to just walk all over there and pick up that pawn, but having wasted a lot of time doing so. I'm just gonna start by protecting, and yeah, I'm not sure if I want to do that. Of course, at some point I need to rush back, because he has a majority on this side, but it should work out just fine. So I think I can just do this now. He should probably go here, I go here, maybe he protects, then I go here, he takes, I go here, and he hasn't time to go back. I'm just gonna take all the pawns. That should be all that's required. Oh, this is a bit scary though. Maybe I lost it. He can just push here and create a pass pawn, and I can't even stop it. I think I managed to lose this position. That's kind of disappointing. Alright. Need to play with a bit more care then. Okay, it might not be a good idea to push that pawn, because that makes him kind of the chance. Better to push this pawn, I would say, to kind of stop him from getting 2 points through against 1. The start I think was fine, but now he played this, yeah, and then sticky piece again. And now I pushed g3, and that kind of created a weakness, so I think I should just go maybe, or I did play f3, but I think g3 is better. Maybe I could just go over there immediately too. And last time also I brought my king so far behind, so that of course makes it more dangerous. I really thought he would protect there at least. Okay, maybe I made this a bit tricky for myself, but I am at least up a pawn. We'll see. Yeah, why did I allow this? I think it's a draw now, maybe. I'm not all sure though. How is the H and H pawn, no, H and F pawn against H pawn. That could be just be a draw if I push here. I really want to get rid of my H pawn myself, but that's not too easy. Maybe I can get the same position as I actually had earlier. No, I can't, because I can't force him into the corner. He has the opposition, so I really need to push one of the pawns to gain that opposition at least. Yeah, but this was just a draw. More tricky than I thought. Of course, it is a best possible defense as it is an engine. I assume it plays the best move at least. Maybe I don't really need to create this passed pawn immediately, but I think I should. I think this is a good move. What if I just push? I'm not really sure how this is gonna work if he just needs to. Oh, that's a bit surprising. Now I think I can go for it, because now he has a much longer route to get that pawn. That looks like a bad move to me, but I'm of course not sure. Or maybe I can get in some trouble. Oh, maybe I can just take. Okay, now I made the road a bit easier for him though. Yeah, that's not ideal. But I'm gonna get a passed pawn here at least. Okay, that must be lost, because he has kind of just given up when you don't take that pawn. So that's an indication this is in fact winning. Yeah. So finally, but I had to use a few more attempts than I hoped on that one. I should practice pawn end games. Again, I've done it before, but you forget. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream soon, but let's do a couple of more. I'm gonna stream for another 7 minutes according to schedule. So we can do a couple of more at least. So this is equal material, but we have our pawns are a bit further up the board, and could of course just try to go in here. Maybe this will come. Then we certainly have the more active king, but I'm not really sure how to continue. I could also try to go here and just kind of gain the. Yeah, I think I could do that, just king up position. Yeah, but I can't go up here, so maybe it doesn't really work. And same here. So we can just kind of move back and forth and keep that king position. I could try to push this pawn. Let's try it, but let's try to do it in a way that I can keep the up position maybe. Right. Push once maybe. I lost that position. If not, I think I would have won this position. So I think it was the correct idea. Just need to play it. Maybe I can try going twice then. But he gets it now too. Tricky. So he gets the position no matter what. I mean, no point in doing the exact same thing at least. Let me try this approach then. And maybe now at some point kind of try to return. Should I go twice? Yeah, this is certainly winning. Okay, I guess this was just a better approach. This is easily won. But we still need to bring the king back to be able to mate. Let's not stalemate him though. Alright, final drill of the day. Equal material, I have the outside passed pawn and that should be enough to win. But I of course need to play it the best way. I could try to push, he goes here, I go here, he takes, I take, and I have the closest king, but it might be a little too little, perhaps. The other approach is to maybe just go here. He goes, I go, take, take. That's kind of the same, almost. Maybe that's actually better for him. I don't think I have that many other options, so maybe I should just try this then. Okay, he goes back there. That doesn't look very good. I'm not sure if I want to go up here though, because then he can go here and kind of start supporting his own pawn. So I think I should just sprint away with this one. Maybe it really didn't matter that he waited though. Though I think it would be better for him to have the king down here so he could easily start attacking my pawns. Because he won't be able to defend his own pawns no matter what. This is an easy win, I would think. With pretty high certainty. Computer thinks for longer when it's just completely losing. Why is that? Okay, maybe it hopes to find something. When it is okay, it doesn't really have to look for that long. Could be that they have implemented something like that. I'm not really sure though. Alright, so that's it for today. And actually, I won't be streaming until next Thursday because I have some exams coming up. But I'll be back next Thursday, same time as today, and play some Blitz and do some puzzle rushes. And then I also stream next Friday with Blitz and Tactics. But that's gonna be the only streams left in May, actually. But I hope to come back stronger in June. So I hope to see you next week. Let me just find someone to raid. Let's just raid chess.com because it's the junior speed championship. Alright, so thank you for watching, and if you have liked my stream, please consider to give me a follow. I would really appreciate that. Hope to see you next week. So, bye.